Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
Hey guys, I did do it, but it took a little bit longer than 15 seconds like that TikTok video. This is Wendy from Cottage 321, Wendy's workshop here, and just showing you this piece, this beautiful old vintage China hutch that I found at the Salvation Army here in Granite Falls, North Carolina. They were having a half price sale and I snatched this thing up as fast as I could. I knew it had great bones. I loved the detail of it. I loved everything about it other than it was a little dated and dirty. And I knew with a fresh coat of my Farmhouse Paint that this thing was going to be gorgeous. You can see in here inside that it has 3 adjustable shelves. I have big plans for the back of that cabinet to brighten it up and also to take the dated screens off of the glass, and we're going to have some fun with this guy. I'm taking my handy dandy TSP and I'm going to clean this whole thing up really good, getting all the grease and grime. That is my preferred way of cleaning it, is TSP. I cannot pronounce what it stands for, but you can find this at Lowe's or Home Depot. And now I'm just popping off this this little trim here that's around the glass. This is what helps hold the glass in the door. I'm trying to be very careful. It looks like I'm not, but this video's been sped up just for time's sake. But I'm trying not to bust the wood, and I'm trying not to bust my glass, because we are going to be putting all that back in and using the same glass and that trim to hold it in, and we'll just take that old grid out. As you can see, the top of this thing is in really bad shape. It needs a lot of work. It's got a burnt spot, it's got bare spots, it's got missing veneer, and we're gonna fill that in. So I'm just taking what I had handy dandy next to me. I had some filler, and I'm just gonna use, I should have used wood filler, but this is what I had available, and I knew I was gonna be painting it, so I decided just to go ahead and use this. I'm using just a little bit of water because my filler is a little dry, so a little bit of water helps smooth it out. Now we're just going to sand it, and I always use my hand to just make sure that it is smooth and feels good to the touch, and that it doesn't have any ripples or dimples or dips in it, and just try to get that the best I can. Oh y'all, this color, it is so pretty. Oh, I just love it. So beautiful, smooth. Farmhouse Paint, y'all, there's nothing like it. So this is a brand new color from Farmhouse Paint called Lotus. It is a gorgeous mustard yellow, and I have been wanting this color for a very long time. Super excited to have it. This is my Water Girl bottle. I sell these here at the shop. I use water a lot to help me move my paint. If you ever feel like your paint just feels thick and it's dragging, it's not like spreading like you want to, you use this misting bottle and it is like butter. I'm putting on a second coat here. It did take 2 coats because this wood is very dark. So I'm measuring out the back of my cabinet here because I am going to be using a paintable wallpaper that looks like beadboard. I'm measuring it out here. I'm just going to cut it out, measure it to the length that I need. And this stuff, y'all, is thebomb.com. I hope they still make it. I've had this roll for a very long time. I think I bought it at Home Depot several years ago, and I've just used it on so many different projects. You can cut it with scissors. It is a paintable wallpaper. I like to use this wallpaper or border adhesive instead of dipping it in water, and I just spread it on the back, hitting all the spots on the back of the paper. It's just a lot less mess. And this right here where I'm folding it over is called booking. So you would fold over your pieces, you fold it over and you let it, what they call booking, you let it sit for a couple minutes before you put it up, and it helps to get that bond really good so that's going to stick to whatever surface you're going to put it to. So here I cleaned the back of this thing with TSP, so I know it should be good and it should adhere to it just fine. TSP is awesome to help prep the wood for paint or for something like this as well. And here I'm just trying to smooth out all the bubbles and get it nice and straight. Now I wish I had a sharper knife. I could not find it. This is actually a box cutter. You really need to have a wallpaper cutter, but this is what I had, and so I went with it. So it's a little bit, you know, rough around the edges, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna smooth it down here. Okay, now I'm taking a damp rag and I'm just getting all of that adhesive off of that piece of wallpaper, and I'm on to my second piece. Just making sure we got all the bubbles out, we got it nice and straight. And now we're on to cutting with our very dull box cutter. You guys always use a sharp wallpaper cutter. Okay, here's clear coat in satin from Farmhouse Paint. This is a new top coat. Yep, you're not supposed to have to put top coat, but guess what? This clear coat is more than just a top coat. I'm using it here as a stain blocker. As you can see, there was a little bit of pink bleed coming through that paper. And what the top coat is going to do, the clear coat, is going to block that stain from coming through my paint. And now I am using white ash. It's my #1 color. I'm using white ash over top of the clear coat once it dried. And look how beautiful that is. This is my #1 selling color, white ash. And this is going to be my back. And that looks like real beadboard to me. You cannot tell the difference. Unless you touch it, you do not know that that's not beadboard. It is beautiful. Remember that trim that we took off the doors? Here I am putting my first coat onto the trim. I ended up putting 2 coats. Now we're back to the top. I was going to sand this down to the bare wood, but it was just such a mess that I decided not to do that. I sanded it smooth, and I didn't get this technique on tape, but this paint here, I poured it on really thick, and I troweled it. I don't know how to say that correctly, but I used my like a spatula, and I smoothed it across the top because there were so many dents and little crazy dimples and stuff in this top. It filled in all those grooves and messy spots, and it made it smooth again. Okay, now we're going to clean this glass really good. It is so dirty. I'm sure it's years and years of filth on here. And so I actually cleaned it with my glass cleaner and had to scrape a few little places with my razor blade. Now we took that trim that we painted earlier and we put our glass in, and now we're reattaching that trim with my new Craftsman brad nailer. I love this guy. It's so handy. I can use it without the loud noise of my air compressor, so I'm loving it. I wish this was sponsored, but it's not. Okay, this is where we started at, guys. This is our before. And here's the after. Oh, she looks so much different and so pretty. I just love this color. I had so much fun putting all my little merchandise in this cabinet and threw in some little Christmas lights, and I love her. She is beautiful. Here's a close-up of the top. I ended up putting her bottom glaze on top of it to give it a little more of a wood look, and I love how it turned out. You can find all our farmhouse products and more in our store in Hudson, North Carolina, or you can go to our website at cottage321.com. We ship anywhere within the United States. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we ask that you please subscribe. Also, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and if you really like it, share it. Help us to grow and help us to stay in business. Thanks again, guys. Y'all have an awesome day. Bye-bye.